everyone, welcome to my channel, Creative Cooking in Ani's Kitchen. My name is Ani, and today I decided to show you, I have videos of my kind of quick version of a Tuscan artisan bread. It's got tighter holes in it. It's a chewier result as far as the crumb. The crust is magnificent. It's a beautiful bread, especially to serve with soups. You can use it for bruschetta. I mean, it's just a beautiful bread, that rustic artisan. But I've always shown you the quick version. Excuse me, I think I'm starting to get a sore throat or something. But now, today I am going to make the actual, a more flakier, bigger holes, using Biga, slower version. It's the long version of a rustic artisan bread. So if you have time to make the Biga, it just takes like 2-3 minutes to make the Biga. And then you just let it proof for 14-16 hours. You want it to just before big bubbles form on the top and it starts to collapse. So I usually go 14 hours. And then I proceed with the rest of the recipe. And the method of this of this rustic artisan bread varies a little bit. We want a softer, flakier, airier crumb, bigger holes in the middle, and a thinner, softer, it's still crispy, crust. So just follow me and you'll see the difference. If you compare it to my quicker version, you'll see the difference very clearly. This is by far the tastiest I find bread out there. It is just unbelievably delicious. But follow me. I mean, I love bread, period. All bread is good to me. But as far as the two versions of the Tuscan artisan bread, this is by far the best. As far as adding the Biga or starting with the Biga and the method of preparation. So we'll go ahead and get started here. We need 224 milliliters of warm water. So let me get my measuring cup. And the milliliters are on the opposite side of the cups. See, here's the measurements in cups, and then here's the measurement in milliliters, and we want 224. 1 cup of water. All right, I got my cup of water. See, I don't know if you can see. It's 1 cup, and then on the other side it says 225 milliliters, but that's just fine. Okay, there's that. We're going to need 2 pinches of yeast, about 1/12 of a teaspoon. So just 2 pinches, 2, very little. All right, so then we're going to need 320 grams of flour, which is about 2.5 cups. So let me go ahead and get that. Here's 1 cup. Here's 2. Now I need a half. So here's the half. Okay. And we're going to mix. I'm using a skewer. And we're going to mix it until it comes together into like a shaggy dough. Now, I won't put my salt in until the second part of this because I want the yeasty beasties to do its job and give me a good biga without deflating it or challenging it or killing it, even though it's got flour in there. Okay, at this point, we're going to use our fingers. It's going to be a very moist, shaggy dough. See, shaggy? That's what I mean by shaggy. Just bring you in closer. Okay. Okay. Now there's no need to knead this, but I like to make sure that all the stragglers of dough are all in there together. All right. Okay. All right, so we got our biga. Okay. Get all this excess out of my hands. Do that by rubbing it together. Rubbing your hands together. It'll get the excess dough out. Okay. Not out, but off. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now what we do is we cover it. That evens off my hands. And I'll go get a shower cap. And we're going to leave it for 14 hours. So I'm putting my timer on 14 hours. Okay, everyone, welcome back. It's about 9 o'clock in the evening. So I cooked this for about 14 hours. Okay? So, I'm going to go ahead and proceed while it's at its peak. Okay, we don't have the bubbles and it's not collapsed. You see all that beautiful, the beautiful pockets in there? See that? That's what we want to see. Now we're going to make the rest of the flour, the dough. This is the biga. We got to make the dough now. So the dough consists of 3 ounces of water, same temp, warm. We're going to put in the half a teaspoon of yeast. Okay. Then we're going to put in our cup of flour, so total will be 3.5 cups. Okay? Flour reacts differently, you know, based on the weather, the atmosphere in your kitchen, the moisture. If you find you need more water, add a tablespoon at a time, or even a teaspoon at a time. Okay? Just a wee bit of water, a teaspoon. Pick up the rest of this flour. There we go. You could do this in the stand mixer. Okay. Watch your hands if it gets too sticky. Okay, you want to add your salt, teaspoon, and a half. Alright, now that we have the dough soft enough to spread out, okay? Then we're going to lay it right over top of the Biga. With your fingers. What we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to pull the Biga over top of the dough. Just like so. Go all the way around. You want to blend them together by kneading it. Just going around and folding over and touching it. You get that nice fermented dough blended in with the dough you just made. you get that nice and blended, make yourself a nice little dough ball. Drop it in there. And we're going to cover it. And let it proof for 45 minutes. See, this proofing, when we proof the dough, it allows Mother Nature to do the job of your hands, the kneading process. Gives your hands a break. Alright, so plastic in. Cover up a little bit. We'll be back in 45 minutes. Okay, everyone. So I set this for 45 minutes and it has grown. And what we're going to do is once again wet our hands. And we're going to go in. Let me see if I bring you this way because I think you'll be able to see better. Okay, you go in. And we're going to lift and fold over. Lift and fold over. Okay. We've done that. We're going to cover it back up. And go for another 45 minutes. I told you this was the long version. But oh my goodness, the results are so worth it. This is something that you really have to start this dough the day before, because it's early the day before if possible, because or time it to where 14 hours later you're into the next day and you're up and at 'em and you have the time to complete this process. Because the next, after this 45 minutes is up, we're going to go ahead and fold again, okay, and a different way, okay, 2 different styles of trifolds, and then we're going to let it proof for another hour after that. So yeah, and then after that we'll be able to bake. But this is a pretty long version. There is the quick version that I have on my channel if you want to look at that. Bread comes out just as good in the sense that it is rustic, artisan style and taste, but the difference is the holes inside the bread. They're a lot tighter. The bread is the crumb is a bit chewier, which I like because it's a good bread for bruschetta. It's a good bread for wet sandwiches, you know, like meatballs with the sauce and stuff, because it holds the sauce in the bread. The bread doesn't get soggy like regular subs do. Sub sandwich bread does. Yeah, that's an excellent recipe for that, definitely. Whereas this is a lighter area, bigger holes in the center on the crumb. A softer crust. Still crispy. You'll see. Okay, but it does take time, this recipe. But you get a different outcome. And it's just a matter of preference. I like the chewy. I can do the airy once in a while, but I really prefer the chewy. It's a good sopping bread. You know what I mean? This is a good bread for sandwiches, you know, breakfast toast. You can just put some butter on it. Now it's got them big holes in it. But it is a good, it's like a baguette almost, you know, but it is a great tasting because of the Biga. You really get that great taste of bread in there, almost sourdough-ish. Really, really good. So anyway, I'll be back in about 42 minutes. Okay. Here we go. A wet surface. Okay, so then you get your bread basket. Make sure you put flour in it. Okay. So, we're going to stretch it out. To a rectangle. I should be able to see it well. Okay. Then what we're going to do is follow that. Okay. Okay. And then fold in. Just like so. Okay. your proofing basket or bowl. Okay. Put some flour over that. Okay. Okay. All right. So there's our dough ball. Now comes the proofing, the last proving, the last proving. I'm going to proof this for 1 hour, 60 minutes. Okay? All right there, let it proof for 60 minutes. Put the timer on. Okay. 1 hour. There she goes. We'll be back. Okay, guys, we have to set our oven at 500, so it'll be nice and cozy for those yeasty beasties. And as always, you know, I pour water. I have an old pie shell pan on the bottom of the of my oven. And what I do is I pour water into it, about a half a cup or so, and that'll create some steam. And gonna make some chicken soup. It's raining out here today. Yeah, it's kind of an overcast and wet out there. And it creates a moisture in the oven. So right before I put the bread in, I see to it that I put more water in because it'll be evaporated by then. But not most of it, all of it. But once I bake, put the bread in, I do not open my oven again to fill it up. So you don't want to interrupt those yeasty beasties doing their jobs. Okay. Anyway, so I just thought I'd let you know, turn your oven on at the last proving and get yourself a oven safe pan, usually an old pie shell pan, and will work best, or just work well, and you don't have to sacrifice any of your pots or pans that you may need otherwise for other dishes. And something nobody will miss. And put some water in there, about half a cup of water, and let that steam build up in that oven, make it nice and comfortable for the yeasty beastie. And that's it. Check it. I mean, when you put the bread in, put some more in again. And that's it until you cook this bad boy. And I'll give you the cooking time for this bread. It's the same as the other one, but I'll say it again. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, so now here's the next thing we're going to do. We're going to put in our Dutch oven. Mine is cast iron. It has been treated. which means I've taken some vegetable shortening, coated all the way around, inside and out, lid and all. And I baked her for about half an hour, and then I let her cool off. And that's treating your pan so the bread doesn't stick. So I'm getting ready to put the cast iron into the oven. Okay. Right down in the sun. I'm going to leave her there for half an hour at 500 degrees. Okay, folks, after half an hour, that crock pot should be hot enough, I would say. All right. Time to take the Dutch oven. Not crock pot, Dutch oven, my bad. Time to take it out. Be very careful, very, very hot. Now, I'm going to lower the temperature to 450. Okay? That's where we're going to bake our bread at. It's 450. So, we got our bread here. Okay. And what we're going to do is just dump it in. Yep, it's very hot. Okay. We're going to score the bread. Run a blade through it. Okay. Put the lid back on. Put it back in the oven. For 30 minutes with the lid on at 450. It's a heavy Dutch oven. All right, I'll bring you back. Let me set my timer. 30 minutes. I'll bring you back. By the way, you could shape that loaf whatever way you want to. Okay? It does not have to be a round. My husband just prefers round, so that's what it is. I'll see you in a minute. All right, time's up. 30 minutes are up. We are going to lower this heat to 450, which I thought I had done. And we're going to take the lid off. Bring you back here. All right. I'll make sure I have a spot for the hot lid on this heat-resistant Amazon Basic. Right there. Mat. Put your hot stuff on there. Okay? So I could just take the lid off. Well, I think I just will. think it's hard when it's in center. Okay. And look at that. See that? So now we're going to leave it in at 450 uncovered for 15 minutes. Okay. Timer 15 minutes. And I'll bring you back. I got some nice chicken soup going in here, Puerto Rican style, sopa de pollo, and sending some over to my kids and grandkids, to our kids and grandkids, and with half of that bread, which means I'll be making a regular Tuscan, a fast recipe, again soon, for Hubster. He just loves it. Absolutely loves it. Okay. So, I will bring you all back in 15 minutes. Okay, so the 15 minutes are up. We're going to go ahead and take our bread out. Make sure you have a rack ready to put your bread on. You don't really want to sit it on anything solid because you want that air to flow around it so it doesn't get condensation on the bottom and get soggy and collapse on you. Alright? So we're going to go ahead and take this out. Be very careful when you handle these pots. They're extremely hot. Oh, this is so beautiful. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Uh-huh. Look at that right there. Let's see. That is a beautiful bread. That is absolutely gorgeous. Right there. So now, I'm going to transfer it over. Okay. Again, these pots are very, very hot, so be careful. Make sure you have a long enough handle. Alright, and you just pick it up and transfer it over. You see how it doesn't stick? This, you just let this cool down and then wipe this off. And then brush, get a paper towel and just a little dab of shortening. And put it in the pan. That's it. Cover it and put it away for the next time. Alright? So here we have her. And we leave her just like that. Don't put anything over her. You don't want any condensation buildup. Okay? And once she cools off, then you can cover her up. Alright? We'll be back when she cools down. And we'll take a slice out of it. Take a look at the inside. Okay, y'all. She's cooled down enough to where I'm going to cut into her. Okay. Let's go ahead right in half because I'm sending half of this to the kids. So, whenever you cut into your fresh baked bread, never push down on the knife. Just go back and forth, kind of like the way you saw a tree. You know, and let the knife do the work. And of course, it's got to be a It's got to be a nice sharp knife. Woo-wee! Look at them holes in there. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Thin crust. Uh-huh. We're going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to wrap this up like this for the kids so it stays warm on the inside instead of dicing it up. Now I just got to get a container for it. I'll just wrap it up in foil. Yeah. What do you think of that? The final results of the long version to show you how airy it is. Look at those holes. See? You can see right through to the crust. That's what I'm talking about. I'll put some butter in this. Let's see, on this, not in this. Yum, right in the crevice. And take a bite. Mmm. Oh my God. So soft and flaky. This is the kind of bread. Look at that. Now this is bread. Oh, gosh. And the more you bite down, the more flavor comes through. That is so good. Make yourself some. Mmm. Until next time, God bless you all. Take care of yourselves and one another. Give me a thumbs up. I know it's rude to talk with your mouth full. Smash that subscribe button, but I'm not putting my bread down. Sorry. Turn on that notification bell. Ding ding. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a new recipe. Until next time, guys. Love you in Christ. Stay blessed.